that Donald Trump and House Republicans and Senate Republicans are running scared.
So today, Trump gave what had to be the worst speech that any president of the United States ever gave at the United Nations. And that's some hard shit to accomplish considering he was president from 2017 to 2021. So y'all already know we're unpacking that disaster, plus talking about the looming government shutdown and how Trump is so scared he won't even get in the same room as the Democrats. But y'all know the drill. Since you're already here, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll be the first to know when we post. This is Pragmotiv News, and I'm Trey. So, do y'all remember this clip from 2020 of Trump mocking Joe Biden for using a teleprompter?
Science-based approach to protect our people and vanquish the virus. Joe Biden continues to use the pandemic for political gain. Every time I see him, he starts talking about the pandemic. He's reading it off a teleprompter. I'm not allowed to use a teleprompter. Why is that, Phil? They ask questions and he starts reading the teleprompter. He says, move the teleprompter a little bit closer, please. I don't know. I think if I did that, I'd be in big trouble. I think that would be the story of the year.
The story of the year. Well, look at his ass today as he fumbled through what was supposed to be a speech at the United Nations.
That whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. The number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. You have to end it now. Let's see, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law. We're getting rid of the falsely named renewables. By the way, they're a joke. They don't work. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. In the United States, we have still radicalized environmentalists. And they want the factories to stop. Everything should stop. No more cows. We don't want cows anymore. I guess they want to kill all the cows. We have a border, strong, and we have a shape. And that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows. And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity.
What the actual fuck? It's given dementia. And I mean, I'm not trying to discriminate against people who have dementia. But bruh, come on. You don't know how to improvise if the prompter go out? You the president. You should be able to freestyle, especially after all of these years. But before we move on to the government shutdown, because that's what we got to talk about next. Did y'all peep his face when that damn escalator stopped? You got that clip? There you go. Why he's so scary? Oh, Lord. I'm going to leave that one right there. So, for the second time, get it together, Trey. For the second time since we've had the misfortune of Trump being back in the White House, the government is on track to shut down. This time, barring any last-minute Schumering, it might actually happen. So it's customary for the minority party to meet with the president to discuss negotiations for lending their votes to keep the government open. But for some reason, Trump is scared to meet with Hakeem, Jeffries, and Chuck Schumer. This is what PBS is reporting. Donald Trump said on his social media site that he'll no longer meet with the Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. The New York lawmakers had been scheduled for a Thursday meeting with Trump ahead of the end of the fiscal year on September 30th, in hopes of reaching an agreement to avoid a government shutdown. Trump called the request made by the Democrats in Congress, which includes efforts to preserve health care programs, quote, unserious and, quote, ridiculous. He says, I have decided that no meeting with their congressional leaders could possibly be productive. Trump posted on Truth Social, aka all lies. So here lies the problem. You see what I did there? We'll never know the real reason Trump is scared to meet with them. But it could be that he can't possibly come up with a valid reason for kicking Americans off of their health care. So he's scared to even get in the room with the Dems to discuss it. Or maybe he's just scared that they'll bring Nancy Pelosi back. Remember this meeting from Trump 1.0? Or remember his State of the Union? Word on the street is he's still scared from that last time. That's going to be it for today, y'all. Remember that you have to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for us. And follow Pragmotiv News everywhere to stay pragmotivated. Also remember that you can find us across the major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio, so that you can listen to us even when you're out on the go. So head on over there and follow us and leave a review. It really helps us out. Until next time, peace.